Hi everyone, today we've got the Toyota Hilux DC 4x4 Raider 2.8 GD6. There's a lot of alphabet and stuff in there. This car starts at 551,800 Rand. It's the 4-cylinder diesel motor, and it's got 130 kilowatts and 420 torques.
Finally, we have the Hilux.
Yeah, exactly.
It's taken us a while, but we've got it. We've got it.
We had to sweet talk to it a little bit. The new Hilux is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
As we said,
not to let the cat out the bag,
yeah.
but it's actually not bad. We quite like it.
Yeah.
As opposed to the old one.
Yeah, no, over the old one. As a standard vehicle, the old one, we drove around here, and honestly, it just was not that good.
Yeah. This is night and day
over stuff.
It really
and
is.
This one just doesn't struggle anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit up some of the tougher stuff, but we're running normal tire pressures and all that.
Yeah, so it's really good straight out the box, which is excellent.
I think that I'll come out and say it. I've never been a Hilux fan.
Gee, you think?
And the reasons for that I'll leave off camera. But the ones that I've driven, I've not found terribly capable. And that has annoyed me because the Hilux has got such a reputation in South Africa. It's like the bucky to buy if you're a South African.
Yeah,
because it's
the best thing ever made
in the whole
world.
And it's had this reputation since it came out in the 60s or something. And therefore everyone just continues to buy one just because it says Hilux on it.
Yeah.
And that's also annoyed me outside of my other biases. So coming to this one, it didn't have a good chance in my books, just because of my biases. But, and that's quite a big but with this one, they've done their level best to make it look nice from the outside. I personally don't like it, but I think looks are so dependent on the person.
Yeah, they are very subjective, and
Exactly.
I will give Toyota massive props for actually, doing something bold and new.
Exactly.
And taking a bit of a risk. So
And I think it looks very modern and very fresh. So on that side, I think they've done a great job. Come to the interior, also, it's like night and day with the old one.
right? It's actually nice in here.
It's amazing. I prefer this interior over pretty much any bucky interior that we've had on test.
I'd agree with it. I have reservations over the
I know you don't like
the audio system
infotainment
because it's all touchscreen, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, I really like this whole interior. I'd take this over any other bucky on an interior basis.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that.
This 2.8 turbo diesel motor is pretty nice. I mean, it's got pretty much as much power as any other bucky.
Yeah.
It's all comparable, spec for spec, and it feels nice and smooth. These power and eco modes are quite cool. The power mode does give you quite a lot more throttle response and whatnot. And you've got this really cool rev matching IMT thing,
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is rev matching. I mean, come on, that's like stuff sports cars have.
Exactly, which is awesome. Okay, we've now come to our usual hill descent area.
Yes.
So let's give that
So we'll turn that on.
We'll give that a test and see how this particular system works.
It's a manual.
Yes, but
Holy hell, that's a big manual.
should you wish to get the Toyota manual out,
I cannot believe that. That's worse than my university textbooks.
Okay, so this is now.
This is it apparently.
Wow, it's managing us down the hill very nicely.
Do you not think that low range would just have done the same thing?
I don't know. We would have to try it again.
I'm going to turn it off going down the next section.
Okay.
And see if it makes any difference whatsoever.
Turn it off right now.
Okay. You see, no difference.
Maybe it makes a big difference when you're actually slipping down stuff. So it's effectively traction control, just managing your wheels. That's
possible.
what it'll be.
Do you think that if you aren't in low range and you put that on, then it sort of engages a sort of low range?
No, I don't think it'll engage just low range. Low range. I think it'll just manage your. I think it just manages the slip on each wheel.
Fair enough.
We've just reached the infamous axle twisters. In low range, diff lock on. I've got her in first. Could probably do it in second though, but let's see what happens. Into the first one, here we go. The running board's scraping quite a lot.
That is quite a lot.
Right, now we're going fine.
Maybe try him to not hit the running boards.
I'm trying to. But those first ones were way worse. Now it seems to be.
Yeah, that seems fine. Ow.
As he says that.
Well, the Ranger also bashed the running boards.
Yeah, but I think that's just a thing with buckies.
Yeah, that's just the thing. Don't buy running boards.
I think it comes with running boards.
No, I think they spec them. I think it's an optional extra.
Yeah, don't buy running boards.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you can avoid them, I would.
Yeah.
Because
it's just something you're going to bend.
Exactly.
Okay, second set of axle twisters. The first set we did quite comfortably, admittedly with slight scraping of running boards, but
yeah.
Let's see what we get on this set. Much shorter, but it's pulling really nicely.
Yeah, it takes along well.
Yeah, there's you're in first.
Yeah.
First in low range with obvious diff lock. And she just chugs along nicely. Slight bit of wheel spin, but you know, what can you expect? There we go. Everything and through no problems. That's rather impressive actually.
I think running boards, if you plan to do off-road driving, don't get running boards because all you're going to do is damage them. You know, that's pretty much guaranteed. So just don't get them. It doesn't matter what car you're in, you're going to damage them.
Or raise your suspension.
Or that. Cheaper to just not buy the running boards.
I mean, comfort-wise, how have you found this? How are you finding this?
It's all right. What I've actually noticed, these seats are quite supportive on the sort of side bolster.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. Might as well go out of low range.
Yeah, that's true. It's rather temperamental, this low range system. So actually turning off. Maybe there's like some knack to it, but
I think you potentially have to be on level ground, as you said, because that seemed to work when we were on level ground. If you're on any form of slope, it's just flashing lights everywhere.
Right, so through trial and error, we found out that diff lock has to be manually turned off before you disengage low range. And diff lock itself is fairly temperamental as to what it will.
Yeah, when it'll
actually turn off, which does become a bit annoying. Again, there may be a trick to that as well, but
yeah, we haven't been able to figure it out so far.
It's just a bit annoying. That's all.
Otherwise, I think the Hilux has done very well. It's not struggled over anything. It just chugs along, does its thing.
Overall, I think this, from a driving perspective, this is a much much improved car.
Yeah, over the previous one that we drove here, this is like night and day.
Yeah. And I also took the Fortuner around, which is a slightly different car. I'll give you that, but it's based on the same thing.
Mostly the same.
And that also, the old Fortuner also struggled around here. So this has been, been very good. The styling, exterior, let's talk about that for a bit, because I think that's where a lot of people are going to have reservations on this vehicle.
Correct. We actually just had a chat with some guys who had the old Hilux, and they were not a fan of the way it looks. So I think what Toyota have done is they've been really brave. They've gone for something
which I give them huge props for.
It's
huge props.
Great stuff, especially from Toyota. They're not normally the brave type.
Exactly.
So they've gone a bit outside of the box, pushed the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
And some people like it and some people don't.
I think your traditional Hilux owner is possibly quite a lot more conservative in terms of their styling and their looks. They like a Bucky to look like a Bucky has always looked, or a pickup for those of you in the rest of the world. And this one is very brash. It's basically, it's all around the nose.
Yeah, the nose
it's the front. It's the front. It's the way the lights come in at almost like a 45-degree angle and chop across. It gives you like a pointy nose effect. And I have to be honest, when we got this, I thought, no, they've lost the plot. Now I've actually gotten used to it. I have gotten used to it, and I'm not saying it's really good looking, but I'm not saying it's horrible either. It's not too bad at all.
Yeah, and obviously looks are completely subjective. You know,
100%.
What one guy in the next finds attractive is often very different.
But I mean, staying on the looks front, switching now to the interior.
Yep.
The interior has also got a huge overhaul. Yeah, massive overhaul.
And day again, it's much better. It's probably the best Bucky we've tested.
From an interior look point of view, I will agree. I have yet to find someone who doesn't like the interior of the new Hilux and doesn't think it's really good.
Yeah.
I want to get onto a couple of the gripes I have about it, because it's all to do with the infotainment system.
Yeah.
It's all touchscreen, and I hate that. It's a big pet peeve for me.
We must do a video on touchscreen versus not touchscreen.
Yeah,
because I'm the opposite.
You really love them. I really hate them. It's not that I hate touchscreen as a concept. It's that I hate it when everything is touchscreen, and certain things like powering off the radio, or having a volume control, or just having a tuner control. You
just like touching knobs. I think is the
that may or may not be true, but it just makes it easier to use the car while you're actually driving. In my opinion, that's as you say, you like it, but also you get into a car, put on one radio station, and done.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of volume, I almost never change the volume. I mute volume, but I don't really up and down on the volume knobs. So again, it's very much a subjective thing, but that's my personal opinion. The other things I found really annoying is this car, the locking system. Let's demonstrate. So
that's locked.
Okay, that's quite loud. To unlock just the driver's door,
you get 2 beeps.
And now to unlock the rest of the doors,
you got so if you're wanting to unlock the car for everyone, that's 4 beeps of the hooter. Now, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people saying, oh, well, you haven't checked this. Yeah. I've looked through the manual, and they don't talk about it anywhere that I can find. The manual is a tome like this, so it's not the easiest thing to use, but I've looked through to try and find. We've even gone on the internet, found the procedure for the old Hilux, and applied it to this one, and that hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Short of actually phoning Toyota to find out how it works.
It does that. It relocks itself.
And we've actually had complaints from people in the office saying, "What are you doing? You're making a racket." And it's just you getting in and out the car. For me, it drove me absolutely insane.
Last night, I left some friend's house at 11:30, so it's late at night.
Yeah.
In a complex, and I have to walk outside and 4 beeps of the hooter just to woken
just for
up
you
the
and the
entire
girlfriend
complex.
to get in the car. Yeah,
all the flipping dogs are going mad. Yeah,
there must
annoying.
be a way of turning it off, but it's not very apparent, and it's a pet peeve I've had running around in this car for a week.
Yeah.
But apart from that, as we said, the Hilux is really good driving around town.
Very refined.
Very refined. In fact, way more refined than the old one.
Yeah.
Right. So off-roading in this car, how would you rate our day?
As you'll see from all our cutaways, there's not been much that we've struggled on. Honestly, this bit wasn't even really a struggle the moment I changed my line slightly.
Yeah.
And this is the most difficult obstacle on the course.
Yeah, this big hill.
So, yeah, perfect. I don't have any complaints at all. The only complaint I have is that stupid changing from low to 4 high.
Yeah, again, that's something that some people may have issue with in terms of our 4x4ing capabilities, but our personal experience over the two. So let's say again, let's just take the Ranger for example. We never had a problem going in and out of 4-wheel drive or 4 high, 2 high, 4 low, diff locks, all of that stuff. Very, very easy in the Ranger. We never had to stop and work out how to do it. We did in the Hilux. Again, it's something you'll probably get used to, but it
wasn't like
it's not
natural,
as usual.
Yeah.
Right, thanks everyone for watching our views on the new Toyota Hilux. We hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe.
Now, the obvious question is, how does this stack up against the Ranger?
Yeah.
And I think what we'll do for that, to answer that question, is do a completely separate video. Try and get both cars next to each other, and just walk through our views on Ranger versus Hilux.